Hi Ranjan, good morning.
Hey, hi, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Yeah, just a minute. I'm
Yeah,
just checking with the upskilling team if anyone else is joining. I think there has to be. Let me check.
sure.
We have one more person, Anto. I think he will catch us. Why to waste time? Let's quickly start. So in the last session, what can you recollect from the last session, Ranjan? Like, can you just go a brief about it?
Yes. So, I mean, you describe like how this SAP work and HANA and the concepts like OLAP. So, all these I can recall so far.
Yeah, basically, I shared you the importance of this recipe, right? Like,
Yes, yes.
what are the benefits that it can
Their
offer and how we can.
competitors. Yeah.
Yeah. So today I will go about what are the different modules in SAP. Okay, some of the
Okay.
key modules in SAP. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
some of the key modules, first one is SAP S/4HANA Finance,
Yeah.
and then you have SAP S/4HANA. Sorry, and then you have SD, Sales and Distribution,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you have Material
Uh,
Management.
yeah. There are a lot of laterals.
Yeah, I will only
Modules.
write what is most
Oh.
nine things, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And then we have something called as we have procurement, logistics, warehouse management, all of it. So mainly our focus revolves around these three. Okay. First, we will be discussing SAP S/4HANA Finance. Our course is related to this. Here, this is also called as. Here we call it FICL. Okay.
Mm.
And this
So
is
this
called
can we say FICO
SD.
or for like can we
Yeah,
call
we
it
can say it
FICO?
FICO.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So this you can call it as FICO, and here we have this MM. So
Yeah.
mainly our focus finance, it deals with what? Recording of interest, right? Record to report. This module is also
Yes.
called as record to report. Okay.
Okay.
So this is called as order to cash.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is called procure to
Procure
pay.
to.
Okay. These
Okay.
are some of the core areas where FI module will be very tightly integrated with other modules. It doesn't mean that it is not integrated with other modules, but from at a basic point of view, so
Mm.
you buy something to manufacture in your organization, so you will have day in and out transactions with vendors,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And um, then you will also have uh, customers to whom you make sales with, and day in and out you make sales with them, right? So that is
Yes.
going to be your day-to-day activities, so which is very basic. It so you there will be other modules of interaction also. For example, your transportation or shipping of the delivery of goods, you might
Mm.
have handed over it to some third party, or you might be doing it. So there will be a shipping cost, right, for it.
Mm.
That also needs to be added. So I'm not going into details of logistics, how it is connected with logistics or some other, or you're storing the good, you manufactured the good, but you kept in a warehouse for quite some time, and
Mm.
the number of days you store, definitely a charge will be there on the material, right?
Yes, yes.
So, so
Interest, like if it is purchased on
eh,
credit, then interest cost we have to
yeah,
pay.
I'm not going into the
Maintenance cost.
yeah, I'm not going into the detailed level. Right now,
Hmm.
I'm just sticking to the basics. The
Hmm.
number of scenarios in business are humongous. Okay,
Yes.
I'll not go into all of it. So let's stick to the basics of finance. Okay,
Yes.
so first I'll go with role of finance in a second. What all we do. So, I mean, where will the finance team get involved? Basically, what
Hmm.
is the task of a finance department? One is recording and
Uh,
reporting, that is fine, but
yes.
what you will be recording?
Daily transactions.
Only transactions are
Um,
considered as finance, or that
Also
is
debtors and creditors. All. I mean,
oh,
from the
okay,
big the bill, like from like, I mean, everything is related to finance only, like when the like capital investment, and so
okay.
yes.
So,
So
what
basic,
are
it start from like when we buy the material and when we sell the material. So recording of monetary transaction, yeah, equity, everything that also covers under finance, investments.
monetary and
One,
value flows,
hmm,
and also inventory.
yes,
So, a finance department will do all of this,
hmm,
right?
yes,
And coming to this, what is a cycle we are in? A vicious cycle. Basically, every organization, if they want to make some storage of this transactions
hmm,
in a normal company, we use something called as ledger books, right?
yes, ledger books,
This is
yes,
where we store all our journal entries in the
general entries, yes.
yeah. In SAP, we store them under this general ledger.
Okay.
Okay, general ledger is the place where you will store all the transactions
Journal
related to
entry,
the organizations,
business.
financial
Hmm.
transactions. So
Hmm.
not about the other transactions. So financial. Now, whom with the company deals with day in and out, you deal with two people.
Hmm. Suppliers and customers, vendors,
Suppliers or vendors, and
hmm,
see, sometimes they are in the
customers.
older versions of SAP, they are called as vendors. In the
Hmm.
new new version of SAP, they are called as suppliers.
Okay.
Okay, so both are
Hmm.
same, right? Suppliers and vendors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course.
And then you have customers.
Customer or clients.
Yes, customers are clients. But in SAP, they are only called as
Customers.
customers.
Okay.
Okay. So now our finance will deal with these two people. But who will facilitate me in financial transactions in general?
Mm, okay.
Banks as an intermediary, right? For in every
Yes.
case, in every scenario, wherever we are finance is involved, banks act as an intermediary for facilitating
Yes.
the transactions. So this is
Yes.
what our basics of finance will revolve around. The
Yes.
transactions between this each of them, this is going to be a cycle, right? So
Okay.
money will be transferred here, there, and there.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a cycle.
Mm.
Now the transactions that happen between general ledger and vendors are called between the company and vendors are called. Yeah, from accounts background, so I can ask this.
Yeah. Debit transaction. What?
Accounts payable.
Accounts payable. Okay. Yes. Accounts
What
payable.
happens between the customers and company?
These are accounts receivables.
Yes. And what happens between the bank and company? It's going to be bank accounting.
Yeah.
And apart from all of this, we have something else to manage in the organization.
Mm. Assets and
To
liabilities.
facilitate all of them, we need somewhat some basic initial setup of the company, right? That happens only
Yes.
with when you possess some assets.
Yes.
So basically, you have all these three, and your assets is also based on your assets only, you can perform all these business transactions with any of them. But these
True.
assets also needs to be monitored in finance,
Hmm. Hmm.
right? That also
Hmm.
should be recorded. So what happens
Hmm.
between assets and recording your asset related entries, that is called asset accounting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
because assets will get depreciated over a period of time and it's going to be expense for the company, right?
Yeah.
And when you sell an asset, it is going to be income for you.
Yes.
And
But
when
that's a
you,
disposable, like that's a.
yeah, disposable income and
Mm.
any of it, but it is considered as part of the finance, it is considered as income, right?
Hmm.
Your balance will decrease, your value of the company will decrease. That's a different case. So
Hmm.
yeah. So this is the outline. Now let's go and I'm clearing this. Any questions still here?
No. So, like,
Okay. Now let me go in detail for each of it. So I'll write first one. We'll talk about accounts tables. So can you tell me what is the cycle of this accounts payable?
it's like I mean, we place the order with the vendors and they supply the goods.
Okay, you
Um,
place the order with vendor. First one.
yes.
So what is that order called?
Mm.
Be more specific because since we are getting into finance, here we need to be
Um,
more specific, right? So basically,
mhm.
you do purchases.
Yeah.
So you will place an order related to purchase order. So
Yes.
once what happens once a purchase order is placed?
So after the purchase order, I mean, are you talking about the documentation, like what we
See,
receive,
whatever
or
you
just the
know,
process?
you can mention me the documentation.
Yeah, so we make I mean, there is a purchase order, and then the supplier they they give us a good receipt, and it is received in the factory, GRN note, what we call.
Yes,
Then
I'm only talking about documentation. Since you are already aware
yes,
of it, it will be much more clearer.
they will give bills of lading also. Uh,
Bills of?
bills of lading. So
Okay,
the factories they should. Mhm. So yeah, invoice generation is there, of course.
right?
Then when we receive the goods in the factory, they check everything, it is up to date or not. And then like they give us I mean for to the AP department, they give us a receipt, like all the goods are received in the factory, so we reconcile in the system as per the purchase order that all the items are received in the factory, and then we make the payment for that invoice, I mean for
Since
that bill, for
so
that bill.
this is the basic cycle, right?
And yes, yes, yes.
Now here this purchase order is a MM activity.
Yes,
This is a MM activity. This
yes.
is also an MM activity. But how will finance know? See, here we have separate modules, right? Finance, marketing. So how if this is posted in this particular invoice receipt is posted in MM module and it is a material document, this
Hmm.
will create a replica document in finance module called vendor
Very
invoice.
nice. Okay.
Okay, this is going to
Hmm.
be F5.
Which we call bills.
Yes,
Hmm.
replica, replica, vendor invoice,
Hmm. Hmm.
and vendor payment is going to be again pure.
FI.
So this is the complete accounts payable flow.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, since you already know you're working in the organization, I'm taking the advantage of adding different scenarios when you enter in the real time when you're entering a large organization. A simple organization will just use a simple software and they will record all of it manually. But
Mm-hmm.
whereas in the large organization, they use many other softwares, right? For procurement, they will use a different software. For verification, they will use a different software. They will use
Mm-hmm.
sometimes SAP in some companies. For example, your business is very large in India. Will you rely on
Mm.
single software for everything?
No, there will be different softwares.
And you say for per each state, let us say you have around somewhere around 20 manufacturing plants in India, and the business is very huge. So,
Yes.
and the employees required to manage the organization is also huge, and you will
Mm.
do everything in it, different set of process and the verification style, and the way you do business will completely change, and there will be
Different.
more number of checks. If it
Yeah.
is a small organization, there is no question. Immediately, you can verify. The accounts department can verify, and they will immediately enter the transaction in the system.
Yeah, they send this scan copies. So
Yeah, so you know they usually send a scan copy. Now, so I will also add a little bit more flow. Basically, now imagine this to a large organization. Here you are directly placing the purchase order in the small organization, but in a large organization, uh, not everyone will have the access to place the order immediately. In small
mm,
organization, one person can take the charge and he will immediately record it and place the order. But in a large organization, first, the person who requires some material, be it related to the floor or be it related to office space or be it related to any place, you
mm,
have something called as purchase requisition. First, you will find what is the required material. Someone will highlight and he will create a requisition document that I need so and so raw material which is getting exhausted, or I need
mm,
so and so office furniture for so and so requirement. So,
mm,
someone will raise a purchase requisition form with
mm,
department. And
mm.
then this requisition form will go, will trigger a workflow to the respective concerned person, and then the respective approvals will be gone.
Yeah.
Once the approvals are gone, you can place the order within SAP,
Okay.
or you can place the order from non-SAP system
Okay.
in
Okay.
large organizations. So
Mm-hmm.
majority of the cases you will assuming that you will place order with SAP, that is fine. For example, why I'm saying SAP and non-SAP system is the most important thing is here we need to evaluate so many things. So I place
Mm.
my requirement will vary. Sometimes I will require the goods immediately, and sometimes my business will not impact if the goods are delivered lately by the vendor also.
Yes.
So here, what is playing a major role?
And picking of the
Whether he will
goods
deliver with right quality, right time at the right location with reasonable cost.
within a
So here,
stipulated time.
yeah, here what is coming up?
Supplier risk management. Okay.
Okay, supplier risk management is taking the front seat. And for
Mm.
this, you have a separate module sometimes, and you use SAP SRM system is in place, but this is going to be discontinued by SAP from 2025. Instead of this SAP SRM system, they have come up with something called as Ariba.
Ariba. Ariba. Okay.
Yeah, and apart from this, there will be in the market so many tools available like Coupa. So these are all web-based. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
web-based platforms for vendor
Vendor
management.
management. Okay.
Okay, now you get me. Now you place the order. Let us say you assessed all the risks, whatever quality of the materials he is going to supply, everything. You assessed everything and you place the order. Now your purchase
Yes.
order is ready,
Mm.
and along with the purchase order, the vendor sends the goods. That's fine.
Yes. Mm.
And here, once the goods are sent again,
Mm.
here again, your invoice workflow starts. So
Yes.
based on the goods received, the vendor will issue an invoice. Sometimes
Yes.
it comes along with the goods, sometimes it comes later, but it
Mm.
might come in any of the communication. It can be email, it can be a physical copy,
Yes.
it can be anything.
Mm.
So you can create another software. We have another one which is used in the market called, you can directly create after goods receipt immediately you can post within SAP
Hmm.
Optional. Sometimes optional. You will use something called as I'll write this as optional so that you will not get confused. So these are additional checks.
Hmm.
Okay. You can do within SAP or you can add an additional workflow. Now, these are optional. Here you can use something called as Vim workflow.
Vim workflow.
This
Okay.
is called vendor invoice management.
Ah, okay.
So this is a big thing in many organizations. They will create a separate workflow and verify everything. So
So what they
basically,
do here? Vendor invoice management.
they will extract the data from what PDFs, PDFs, emails, extract everything,
Hmm.
read the data, read that data,
Hmm.
understand it because you can't employ so many people to just do all these minor activities, right? So what they
Hmm.
will do is they will believe in the systems. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this vendor invoice management, it will automatically read the data, read based on the references of invoices that is based on which purchase order this particular email is sent. All that it will read and it will process it. We have something called as content server, everything, and it will create a workflow.
Hmm. Hmm.
So basically, there will be a lot of approvers and document status. And after this, this particular vendor invoice management system will create a vendor invoice.
Yeah.
Okay, or else directly after here you do it using Migo in SAP, and here you do this using Miro. You can directly generate within SAP. If Vim workflow is activated in your organization where you are working, it comes
Hmm.
from Vim module.
Okay.
Okay. So since you
Hmm.
are already aware of this process, I'm going a little bit advanced. Usually, I don't
Hmm.
teach this in basics.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
it's fine for you.
Yeah, yeah. Right now I can understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Now within SAP system, you can also cross-verify during posting of invoice management, the goods receipt.
Hmm.
Automatically on a vendor, while generating the vendor invoice, you will do invoice verification. Okay. Automatically
Yeah.
you can trigger this invoice verification. Basically, what you will verify, as you mentioned earlier, we can create so many things like what is the quantity delivered, what is the
Yeah,
price the
quantity,
same?
rates, if the exchange
Yeah,
currency is
whatever goods are
different.
received,
Hmm.
based on that goods, I
Yes.
will compare the invoice receipt with the goods.
Yes,
And accordingly, I
everything.
will do the replica and invoice verification will be done. And if
Hmm.
the invoice verification fails, you will block it for payment.
Hmm. Hmm.
By default in SAP, you will have something called as a R block if the
Okay.
invoice verification fails.
If it does not reconcile. Right.
Yeah, if any of the checks fail
Hmm.
related to
Hmm.
quantity or a price or a quality or whatever,
Hmm.
you can create a
Hmm.
number of tolerances based on your requirement and it is done in
Hmm.
MM module.
Okay. Okay.
The R block sometimes also comes from Vim, this thing. Vim, if the
Hmm.
process is not complete and something is stuck, the
Hmm.
invoice will be blocked.
Hmm. Hmm. What is
Okay.
the full form of MIRO? It's MIRO. What? Invoice receipt MIRO. What is the full form of this?
Movement in receipt out.
Oh, okay.
Migo is movement in goods out.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So this Myro and Migo are the transactions in
Hmm.
the SAP.
Hmm.
Basically, we whenever goods are transferred, see wherever M involves, you can understand that this is related to MM module.
Yeah, materials.
Okay, so
Hmm.
fine. This is the in-depth flow I have given you. So this is the first time I
Perfect.
am explaining someone with the in-depth flow. I explained
Hmm.
it, but I did not use this Ariba and Copa. I just used to tell there's a supplier risk and vendor risk. And since you are
Hmm.
already experienced, I'm going with that.
Hmm. Sure, I'm able to understand. If I don't, then I'll tell you
Okay,
to go
fine.
slow. Yeah.
Yeah. And then coming to the what is the role of the finance here? What you will
Hmm.
do? You will receive the invoices.
Yes, I'll put it in the system. Record.
Yeah,
Record.
once you receive the invoices, you will
Hmm.
approve for payments.
Hmm. So here we are talking about the bills. Receive the bills and
And
then we
transmit the
upload the
payments. You need to
payments.
inform the bank to transfer.
Yes. Just like in QuickBook, we initiate the payment.
Yeah, and then monitor the payments, whether you need, whether the payment is settled or not. So this
Yes.
is the duty of the finance,
Yes.
right? Among
Yes.
the complete flow, but any of the break in flow might cause a damage to you in FI module, right?
Okay.
So as a FI person, you need to know the backtrace of where the transaction is actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. So this is
Yes.
about accounts payable module. I'm clearing it off.
Yes. Yes.
Any questions?
Hmm?
Any questions?
No, it's fine.
Okay. Next, let's go with accounts receivable
Account
module.
receivable.
What happens in accounts receivable module?
So this simple process is like customer is placing order with us and sales order is there. And after the receiving of the sales order, we dispatch the material. And then the customer received it. And if it is a payment, we issued the invoice. And once the goods are received by the customer, they issue the payment. So generally, it is cash or credit sales.
Yeah. And then customer will make the payment. That is the responsibility for
Yes,
us. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
So now how we have a billing invoice, there will be a customer invoice replica.
Okay. Mm.
Right?
Okay, so here we don't call it like bills. I mean, in account payable, we use the term vendor invoice, and here we use the term replica customer
No, no,
invoice.
no, not replica. The name I am
Mm.
giving it as a
Okay. Okay.
see for the above billing
Mm.
document what you create in SD. So
Mm.
this is with respect to SD, right?
Okay.
1 second here.
Mm.
So we have this is related to SD and this is also related to SD. The sales order is related to SD.
Mm.
Okay. And here
Mm.
customer invoice is related to FI.
Mm.
And here you mentioned the things are not so complex as compared to MM. But yeah,
Mm.
things are much more complicated when you deal with the customer.
Yeah, that is there. Payment collection and or if there is any problem with the material, then we have to take it back our order.
Yes. Now,
Then refund is there or some
yeah,
other
once
factor.
the invoice is placed, the cycle that goes with this first, here to
Mm.
invoice and to issue you to deliver goods, what you will do first? Most of the times, the invoices are always delivered by the company on in the form of.
Credit. Mm.
So you need to perform
It can
the,
be 30 days, 60 days.
yeah, credit check should be there, right?
Mm. Mm.
Once the credit check is done, then you can perform Google proceed ahead for down. This credit check is happen with the module called FSCM,
Okay.
Financial Supply Chain Management. Okay,
Mm. Financial supply chain management. Okay.
it is called Financial Supply Chain Management. And then once you deliver the goods,
Mm.
will the customer be okay?
No, they will do their own inspection, dispute
Dispute
settlement.
resolution, if
Mm.
any.
Mm. Yeah. Mm. Discount also if
Discount anyhow we will offer straight away while
okay.
doing the
Mm-hmm.
sale.
Okay. Okay.
So suppose if you deliver them 100 quantity, we are
Mm.
not sure that the 100 quantity will deliver it to the right place at the right time in the right shape. Some will
Mm.
get
Mm.
damaged. There will, and
Mm.
or else sometimes you might have ordered one product and you might have delivered another product.
Yes, that happened a
So
lot.
all such disputes are there. This is also handled in FSCM module.
FSCM. Okay.
So slowly, what I'm doing is, since you are already aware of the process, I'm trying to
Mm.
show you how different modules interplay.
Hmm. Sure.
Okay, so if you are
Hmm.
a little bit more experienced, I can also say during the outbound delivery, I'm not
Hmm.
delivering the goods. I'm playing with some third party uh, courier service, logistics. You call this logistics company, right?
Hmm.
You
Courier
are going to bring it
companies.
into second party logistics, and then you tie up with other company. It will be third party logistics, and
Hmm.
sometimes today we are in a day where the logistics person will again partner with some other person. So
Yes,
we
like
have this,
delivery.
yeah, fourth party logistics.
Partner with, I don't know, with so many
Yeah,
things.
this is because
Local
every person
partners
cannot
also.
maintain the end-to-end connection at every place. So that is the
Yes.
reason this 4PL, 3PL, 5PL, we are also living in an age of 5PL. Supply chain plays the major success of any business today.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
true.
yeah. So here there will be involvement of logistics cost, shipment cost also. I'm not going into the
Shipping
details of
costs.
how
Hmm.
the LE team comes into play here. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So when you are discussing or learning LE module, that time it's better. But right now for FI, it is not that important.
Yeah.
Going with the basics now.
Hmm.
So here you will dispute, you will finish the resolution, and here the customer make the payment, and here the
Hmm.
customer might have made the payment.
Yes.
And even I wanted to expand further in accounts payable, while you are making the payments to the vendor. Apart from finance, if your organization is very big, you will have
Hmm.
separate department called treasury.
Mm-hmm.
What does the treasury department do in an organization apart from finance?
Mm. What
What
do
is
you
the
mean?
role of a treasury? How is it different from finance?
Um, Tell me about it.
So,
Here, treasury, like,
yeah,
is it related to the money management thing?
obviously, treasury is
Yeah.
nothing but your company might be holding multiple assets in multiple formats. So,
Mm-hmm.
treasury is something, the wealth of the organization. How you manage it? Suppose if your
So
organization has some cash,
we do the accounting work. Like, is are I mean the company like the company is investing also in different.
yeah, company is
Yeah.
investing and also not. Company also possesses some value of money. They can store that money in US dollars. They can store the money in NR. They can see. I'm a company who is
Hmm.
doing business in multiple countries, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I'll have bank accounts everywhere.
Okay. Hmm.
I can store my money in US dollars and INR. You don't know which
Hmm. Hmm.
currency will get devalued, right? At what point of time? Who will look
Hmm.
after
Hmm.
all of this?
Hmm.
Treasury
Okay,
will
so for
manage.
that they have different
Yeah, there is a
department
separate
treasury.
module,
Okay.
treasury management system.
Oh, okay.
64 plus modules. SAP is so huge. You
Hmm.
get into it, you
Hmm.
get into it.
Interesting. Hmm.
Yeah. So you can also hold the values of your in gold. You can also hold your values like how we have personal finance.
Stocks.
Companies
Yeah.
also will have a treasury department. They will choose how they want to maintain it.
Okay.
And sometimes your finance department doesn't make the payment directly to the vendor. You will
Hmm.
forward the request to the treasury department, and treasury department will make the payments.
Okay. If like in terms of bulk
Yeah,
payment or
even after vendor
different
payment,
currency payment.
yeah, it's
Hmm.
not that always you will directly transfer the money. You will
Mm-hmm.
just
It through the
inform,
banks. Yeah.
yeah, you will just inform the treasury department saying that please transfer the money from X account to Y
Hmm.
account.
Just like the few months before the war, it's like after the war, Indian companies they directly buy in Russian currency.
Yeah,
Uh,
so like that,
that
company
scenario.
also will have
Hmm.
its own requirements related to treasury and all.
Hmm. Okay, what about these bad debts and all? So this, which I mean, which
Dispute resolution, cash collection. Here also,
okay.
so
Hmm.
here also FSCM will play a role. This is called collect cash. So
Hmm.
here it is called collections management. To be much more precise,
Collections man,
this is again part of FSCM.
FSCM.
So basically, this is an interplay of so many departments, right? See, business is obviously an interplay of so many departments.
Right.
Each person's job is to do his own job rightly,
Right.
right? So
Hmm.
if everyone works as a team only, then the organization will succeed.
Of course.
Any mistake, any place, it will be again a
Hmm.
big issue. So they'll
Yeah.
always have the checks and balances.
Hmm.
And
Right.
that is how you need to manage the organization. Right? So
Yes.
that's all. This is about the accounts receivable cycle. Now you
Yes.
got some better picture. It is not that easy as you think, okay?
Yeah.
With customer is much more complicated. Now coming to the next part. So what all I will be discussing in this course. So we have this FICO. Here we will be dealing with uh, the below ones. Here I'll be talking about general ledger,
Mm-hmm.
GL, and then I'll be talking about accounts payable.
AP.
That is called AP,
Mm.
and we have accounts
Yeah.
payable, AR, and then we have asset accounting,
Asset accounting. Mm.
A, and then we have banking ledger,
Mm. Banking ledger.
BL. Okay, these are the topics I'll be discussing throughout the course.
Mm-hmm.
Next, coming to uh, so we are done with the introduction of SAP and we are done with the introduction of SAP Finance, right? So I'll
Yes.
discuss now about the theory.
Theory.
Yes,
Theory. SAP theory. What is this?
SAP Fiori is a separate application that you can install along with the SAP S/4HANA. Okay,
Mm.
nowadays it is garnered pace. Now in an organization, now let me show you how SAP system looks like. Just give me a minute.
So I got this local host link, but it is not working for me.
Which
I
one?
clicked on that link. They shared one link, some server link with password and all, but like
Sure,
when I click on
we'll do
that
that.
link, okay,
I'll show you how to connect.
okay.
So basically, see, you need to enter like this. Here you can see, right? Let me disconnect
Hmm.
this so that I can show you again. Okay, you need to type which system are you using? Windows,
Using,
Apple,
yeah, Windows only.
Chromebook.
No, no, Windows. Windows.
Okay.
Windows.
In Windows, it is available in freehand. That is, remote desktop connection app is by default available from Windows. If you are using some other company laptop like Apple, you need to install this Microsoft Remote Desktop app. It will be in red color in Apple, and then if you are using Chromebook, then you need to install it from Play Store,
Desktop
Google Play Store.
connection.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, I have this app, remote desktop
Once you click
connection.
on Remote Desktop, here you will
Hmm.
have the space to enter this ID.
Yeah. So I'll copy that thing and enter it here.
Yes, and then you need to enter the username that is shared with you.
Um, okay. Let me try.
Basically, you are not installing SAP in your system. You are directly connecting to the practice server where you can practice your course.
Okay. So it's asking for username. The password, welcome. Profile.
I'll share a document on how to connect to the system. Okay, remote desktop
Oh,
connection. I have a document ready-madely available. I'll share it with you. You can access it.
yeah,
Okay.
it says that the identity of the remote computer cannot be verified. Do you want to connect anyways?
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a security
Yeah, it got
certificate. Click on
connected.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it got connected. So do
that's
you
all.
want me
Once you
to
click
log
on
off or?
connect, you will connect to the remote
Mm,
desktop.
got it. You have been disconnected because another connection was made. Okay.
You are shared the same ID 112.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait, let me connect to a different connection. I have multiple IDs. So wait.
Mhm.
So you can connect. You can reconnect back. So can see my desktop. You can see now the remote desktop, right?
Yes, I'm inside that. You
It's
want me to
connected.
see your screen because when
See
I'm
my screen.
connecting,
See my
so
screen. See my
okay,
screen.
one then I have to come out of okay,
No need.
minimize
You
it.
can just
Okay.
minimize it.
Yeah,
Okay. Now you have to click on this SAP logon.
SAP logon. Okay.
Once you click on the SAP logon, which is available as a shortcut on the desktop, this is the user interface to connect to the SAP. And there you will find the number of SAP systems available. In our
Hmm.
connections, we only have one system ID, A4H.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, you in when you are working in the organizations, they'll have many systems. Like they'll have development system, they'll have test system, they'll have production system. There'll be multiple things.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
here you need to connect to the S/4HANA system and then
Hmm.
enter the user ID.
The same.
Yeah, the same thing, and it is connected to the SAP system.
Got it.
Okay, this is the SAP software in general. The people now look at my system. Okay, you
Hmm.
ignore that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, you can see my system, right?
Yes, yes, I'm seeing your
Now
system
here, if you
only.
want to access anything in SAP, you always have to go through. See, now you can see
Accounting
the options related to
modules.
accounting,
Hmm.
logistics, human resource, and then the logistics
Hmm.
again you'll find materials management, sales department, logistics
Hmm.
execution in detail. In accounting, you will have different departments. Again, I was talking also about this other systems, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
All of them will be there here somewhere written. Financial supply. Within the accounting, you see, you have financial accounting
Financial
and FSCM.
accounting.
But
Hmm.
we are focused on this financial accounting. Again, you have something
Yes.
called a central finance. So there are many things coming up and queued up, right?
Yeah. So all these are part of SAP HANA or just
Yeah,
SAP?
all
SAP
these are
HANA.
part of SAP S4HANA.
Okay.
What I'm
Okay.
showing is only a SAP S4HANA software.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is. I am not showing you any of this SAP Ariba, Hybris, Concur. There are other
Fiori.
products of SAP. Theory is again a separate. It's like basically S4HANA is the core application. And here, if you want to access anything, you need to go through the path. There are so many options, and once you
Hmm.
go there, document
General
history, then you will
ledger.
find it. Yeah.
Hmm.
This is called
General
transaction code, and
posting.
this is in SAP. Every screen is a program, right?
Yes. Yes.
SAP is nothing but set of programs bundled together, and it will form an application. Now,
Yes.
as an accounting person, I don't want to go through all these paths, and I have to learn so many things where to do some my accounting activity. Even for
Hmm.
business end user, it is very challenging, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
I am only doing some 4 to 5 activities, but you show me some 10 to 15 activities in the system.
Yeah.
They are not relevant to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And there is a lot of irrelevant information being shared on the screen, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So to cut down this, depending upon my role in the organization, even though I'm from accounting department, my jobs will be some 3 or 4 IDs.
No, it's limited.
It's
No, a
limited.
bookkeeper cannot do everything.
Yeah, so there is different persons and different hierarchy level. You need
Hmm.
access to different transactions.
Hmm. Hmm.
Basically, transactions are nothing but different screens. SAP for
Hmm.
every screen we have a screen name.
Hmm.
Okay, so here for entering a simple general posting, we have something called as FB50.
Okay, FB50,
Either you can go through the path
350.
or you can enter this transaction in the command field. This is called
Yeah,
command field.
command field. Okay.
Okay, so you can enter
Yes.
this. These are called transaction apps. Okay,
Okay.
so
Transaction
here,
apps.
yeah, transaction
Hmm.
codes. Basically, these are called
Oh,
transaction codes.
codes. Yeah, codes
Now,
I'll remember. Yeah,
yeah,
codes.
irrespective of if you are using normal SAP S4HANA,
Hmm.
and suppose you are given access only to the first 4 transaction codes. If you try to open the fifth or sixth one,
It will
system
not
will show you
open.
are not authorized.
Just like in QuickBook, there are a lot
When
of
I am not
sections.
authorized, what is the point in having that option on my screen? It makes more confusing and more challenging for the people who are using the SAP system, right? So to make things easy and to make things quick, SAP has come up with something called as SAP Fiori.
Theory. Okay.
Okay. So SAP Fiori is something which you can easily access from web from anywhere. And you need to enter the same user ID. You have the access here.
So we'll just search for SAP Fiori
No, no, no,
and
no.
we'll get this.
No. You need to click on the. There is a shortcut transaction code also to access. If you, I bookmarked it. I bookmarked it. That is the reason I'm immediately got it. So if you want the correct access from SAP, you can also use /n /UI2 /FLP Fiori Launchpad. Okay, if I click on it, it will show me a pop-up SAP GUI security. You are trying to open SAP S/4HANA from a remote place. You are trying to access the same SAP application from a Google browser. Are you okay with it? I will say hello. Same thing, then Fiori will get triggered. So basically, Fiori is nothing but a web-based application based on my role. Like how nowadays, earlier, if you want to open any Windows application, you need to go through Windows path, programs, files. Nowadays, what Windows has directly given us apps. If you click on Windows button, you can toggle between the desktop and apps.
Yes, yes.
Same thing, SAP Fiori does it. SAP Fiori is nothing but a toggle button of Windows apps or SAP apps. Okay, there are three types of apps. You have transaction based, you have fact sheet based, and you have analytical based apps. Transaction based apps is simply like you want to access some screen in SAP, you can enter that and you can directly access it. Okay. Whereas analytical apps, suppose if you want to view some information in an analytical format, for example, in bar graph or a pie chart or whatever form you want, and you want to
analyze the data.
Yeah, nowadays SAP HANA is a real-time application. You don't have to execute something to view a report. In earlier systems of SAP, you need to continuously give the input value saying that my plant location at Delhi, I want to see the stock list, and you will enter say plant code of Delhi. You need to remember everything and you need to execute it. But today, in the age of real-time data, you can just preload the data in the app and the app will continuously fetch the data in the real time.
Nice.
Those are called analytical apps. Okay. And then we have something called as fact sheet based apps. Suppose if you want to monitor a process, you can't monitor a process normally. Suppose if you want to check the process, you need to go in normal way of working. You will check each step by step.
Right, just like the way you showed me.
Yeah, but here you can monitor everything in a single app. Fact sheet app. Okay.
Okay.
It is basically making much more our lives much more easier. And now, when you give the access of this SAP Fiori to any of your business end user, they can access it from anywhere, from any device. They doesn't require always a laptop. They can also access it from mobile.
Oh, nice.
See, basically a web browser is enough to access Fiori, right?
Right.
So access from anywhere is provided, and limited number of apps will be shown on your screen. Okay, like how we see the Windows app, whatever is provided access to me, only that will be shown here. You are getting me? So
yes,
not everything will be shown on my screen. So here, this is a test system. In test system, you will be given full access. So you will see a lot of apps. But in the real time, there will be like tiles like this, like how you see in the Windows, there will be only 4 or 5. It is loading. Just wait for it. It is slow. And for this, there will be a separate consultant called SAP Fiori consultant. They will set up the apps and they will give it to you.
Okay.
Basically, it is not our job, okay? And anyhow, our course we will be learning in here in SAP S/4HANA.
Yeah.
That is just an advanced version. So how
Mm-hmm.
it looks like. It is
Mm-hmm.
very slow and uh, not many are. This is still in the development stage. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not pretty famous, but it is catching the pace in SAP. So as of now, still it is a new introduction.
Okay.
Okay, whatever you are accessing in SAP system, same
Mm-hmm.
things can be
The
accessed
same
in the
things
procurement.
can, yeah, I can see the options. It's
Same things. So these are all the
yeah,
different sections from
yeah.
where you
See,
can access.
journal, reconciliation, purchase analytics,
So these are the different activities
memos.
we can do. And in each section again, you will have something some apps related to it. For example, I click on stock monitoring. See, all the stock
Mm-hmm.
monitoring apps are there.
Nice.
Okay, so this is still in a nascent stage, and yeah, they are giving it now to business end users. They are
Mm.
using it in day to day. And if they find any issue in accessing app, they will reach out to Fiori consultant. If they have any issue in the execution of transaction, they will reach out to the finance consultant.
So this Fiori consultant, I mean, like they are different people.
Yeah, they are
This.
different people again.
Mhm.
See, we are functional consultants. We don't know how to do an
Mhm.
app. We just know how to, what is the
Yeah,
finance process. We only know that.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Mhm.
yeah. And now then coming back to what is the next
Mhm.
topic. Now GUI I have told you. And one more important thing is in SAP S/4HANA we have something called as Universal End Journal. So earlier in the older versions of SAP ECC,
Mm.
we had
Yes.
suppose somewhere around 17 tables to capture the data, main data. Now that is reduced to only 4 tables. Okay, what is this capturing of data and all? You will not understand now, but
Mm.
I'm
Mm.
just saying that. So they have downsized the number of tables that they are using. Okay, now what is this tables? What is this data? I'll let you know. So
Sure.
basically, SAP S/4HANA is a enterprise application you will use for daily business activities. In the process of setting up the application, you will buy the product from SAP. You will do the
Mm.
first part of configuration, that is the setup.
Mm.
And your FI person will do the FI related settings, SD person will do the SD related settings, person will do, and every consultant related to every department will do the settings.
Mm.
So that settings are nothing but it will generate some data called configuration data, and these settings needs to be stored in the tables. And these
Tables.
tables are called
Mm.
configuration.
Configuration tables. Okay. So
Okay.
these are just settings.
Obviously, we are not creating a product. We are just
Mm.
we are just using an existing product provided by SAP.
Mm. So setting like, I mean, it's already there in the system. So what we are
What will be
setting?
there? Suppose if you are using it for
Some
Coca-Cola,
parameters you mean? Like,
for
uh,
example, you are using it for Pepsi.
yeah.
Does SAP system know how many number of Pepsi manufacturing plants I have or how many
Ah,
consultants?
you mean the basic parameters, like okay,
Yeah.
we have locations, plant locations, so we
Yes.
have like 100 plus vendors, all the names and everything.
In which
That
country,
is,
what business I am doing, what
yes,
is the
yes.
financial structure I am following, what are my accounts
Tax
which are
rates.
open and close.
Mm-hmm.
I, does the system
Got
know
it.
which financial year I am following? There will be Jan to
That we
December,
have to
April to
feed
March.
it in the system.
We need to
Mm-hmm.
inform all those details to the system.
Yes,
That is
yes.
called configuration data. That is the setup.
Charts of accounts. It's like creating charts
Yeah,
of
you need to
accounts.
create chart of accounts and all.
Got it.
So
Mm.
this is all part of configuration.
Mm.
Once the configuration is done, then you will create this master data in the system. So basically, master data can be like we highlighted right earlier, general ledgers that you how many account
Mm.
books are you using in the organization? Okay, and then you will have customers, you
Yeah.
have vendors, vendors or
Vendor.
suppliers. Sometimes I keep
So,
interchanging it,
mm-hmm.
ignore it. We have
Mm.
banks
Mm.
and etc. There are many. So
Mm-hmm.
you will have this created in the system. Upon them, what you will book the transactions day in and out.
Mm. Right.
So master data is that. And then you will have your day-to-day transaction that will be part of your transactional data. And this master data tables are also the master data tables will be there to store the master data. And then transactional data, you will have transactional table. Okay. So SAP has cut down this transactional tables from 17 to 4.
Okay.
Earlier, it used to store the data in 17 tables, and the same amount of data, they are storing it just within 4 tables. So the access is very fast. It is very quick. And in accounting perspective, it is called AC DOCA. Whatever the journal entries that you post in the system will get saved in the AC DOCA table. AC DOCA. Okay. This AC DOCA will store all the related tables. What is the benefit is? Quick access.
Quick access.
Okay. And now,
Yes.
apart from this, I wanted to talk one more point. We have 3 minutes. So SAP is also available in different versions. Okay. And deployment options in SAP. Deployment options of software. Basically, it is a software you are installing in your organization, but where you want to install, it's of your choice. See, like how we buy some applications in Windows, we can install, we can either buy the complete software and install in our PC, or else nowadays there is a latest trend. You can go for cloud subscription basis. Suppose you don't have enough money to pay for the complete software license, what you will do? You will split down the, suppose you want, you use it only for 2 months or 3 months. Then you will go for subscription basis, right?
Yeah, subscription basis. Yeah.
And you'll pay minimal amount of monthly, some 200 or 300 or 400 or 1,000 or 5,000, depending upon the software. What is the power of the software? Accordingly, the price will be. Right? You can go on subscription basis and you can buy the full set of it. So similarly, SAP product is available in 2 options. You can have it on-premise, and you can also go for
cloud deployment. So they have cloud options.
Yes, you can deploy your software on cloud, and there are many cloud service providers. Like you have SAP itself has SAP Cloud, and you have Amazon Web Services. Now Amazon company is providing the Amazon Web Services, and then you have Microsoft Azure.
Okay.
I'll not write full. I'll just write Azure.
Azure.
So what are these? Are cloud platforms. What are cloud platforms? Basically, instead you buy the setup, complete physical infrastructure setup. It's like if you want to buy a home, is it easy to buy a home, or you go on rental basis and you get the same features?
Rental basis.
And the same thing happens here. Instead of buying your physical space and everything, you can just go on rental basis of getting the space. And whenever you want the latest feature, you will vacate the old one and you will get the more latest version with all things. And apart from that, you have a house, and the house can be dynamic, right? For example, you bought a 3 BHK flat, but you are only using two flats, 2 rooms or 1 room at the same uh, at a daily basis. But when there are guests in the home and when you have children at home, then you will be using additional space.
The other rooms, yeah.
Still, you are paying for that additional room, right? Maybe EMI or loan or whatever you want. Still, or a direct upfront cash, you're paying for it. You already paid for it. But depending upon the user size, you can increase and decrease the system space dynamically. Suppose, for example, a business end user who is using the system, for example, the business is core PepsiCo is everywhere. For example, the core business activities happen somewhere in US, let us assume. Okay, business will login time will be only for 8 hours, and remaining other 16 hours, I have to just pay the system. I have to pay the money for the physical space, right? I have to keep doing it and all. But whereas if I use a cloud service provider, he will decrease and increase the space, RAM storage space required.
Yeah.
So variable billing and a less cost, so you can deploy and
It's more affordable
more
and
affordable. Yeah. So it is available in two options, on-premise and
mm-hmm.
cloud deployment.
Got it.
Okay. Any
Yes.
questions? I'll quickly take any questions if any.
Mm. No, so far it's good.
It's good. I will also provide some additional material on which is not discussed in the class. Okay. You can just go
Yes.
through it.
Yes, sure.
So some theoretical points which is of not much relevance, I'll share that in the
Mm-hmm.
Word document. It is not
Okay.
that I have to cover everything. There will be a lot of theory. It will be boring. You'll feel
Mm-hmm.
sleepy.
No,
Okay.
no, right now I'm not feeling sleepy because I mean, it's interactive, right? So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not feeling sleepy.
Okay. Then fine. Then we'll stop the session here. Yeah.
Okay, so when is the next session? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow it will be daily.
Oh, daily, Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday, daily, every day morning from 7:30 to 8:30.
Awesome.
I just check the timings also. Even this is the first session today. Even I'm
Mm-hmm.
little bit was unaware of the things. I'll get the
Mm-hmm.
details from the upskilling team, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they asked me to start the session at 7:30. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
there I am.
Yeah,
And
this
then
time is good, like 7:30 to 8:30.
yeah, I was told that you wanted this time, so they took
Yeah,
some
my
time to
daughter,
rearrange.
she already gone to school, so it's
Yeah,
easy for me to attend, from 7:30 to 8:30.
fine, no problem. So tomorrow we are going to start with the topic called enterprise. Okay.
Enterprise structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, we are going to
Mhm.
discuss the skeleton of your organization, simple, and how to do it in SAP.
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll start with the initial setup. Fine, then
So
see you.
I'll go through the materials which you
Yeah,
will share with
I
me
will
today.
share within one,
Okay.
2 hours. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'll add some points and delete some points on time to time basis.
Mm-hmm.
So based on
No
my
problem.
discussion with you. So
Mm-hmm.
accordingly, what is relevant to you, I will share that.
Perfect. Mm.
Fine. Okay, Ranjim, then see you
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night.